What is the biggest difference between this 49ers team and last year's 49ers team that went 6-10? Suneil, why don't you start us off this time? We'll go the opposite direction.
I'm gonna go trenches. I'm down here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go the trenches. Definitely the offensive line. Bringing back Trent Williams and then signing Alex Mack. Bringing in Banks, who I think is going to be an instant contributor to that offensive line, and then also having the depth there, bringing in a lot of another rookie, and then bringing in the people they brought in the offseason as well. I think that offensive line is going to be a lot more productive this year, and then also all the changes that they made on the defensive line, bringing in a lot of speed, because I think the biggest issue that the 49ers have had on the defensive line has been being able to contain the quarterback. That's been their biggest Achilles heel on defense, is a mobile quarterback. Pretty much quarterbacks that stay in the pocket, they've been able to contain, they've been able to dominate, but it's those mobile quarterbacks that they have a hard time keeping in the pocket. Now they brought a lot of speed on the outside. I think that's going to be huge in maintaining that pocket, keeping those quarterbacks at bay. And I think we're going to see a lot of changes as far as being able to keep the score low with the defense, giving the offense an opportunity to really develop if they start Lance and he's not a world beater immediately. So I think those are the biggest changes.
Mm-hmm. Good answer.
The biggest change for me is just how much the quarterback room has evolved over the course of the last 12 months, going from Garoppolo, Mullins, Beathard, Brock Rutter to Garoppolo. Now you have Trey Lance and Josh Rosen, Nate Sudfeld. So the evolvement of the quarterback room is definitely the biggest difference, in my opinion, as far as how much this roster has come along over the course of the last year. And having two competent, capable quarterbacks is going to go such a long way for this team. And if you look back at last season, the 49ers finished 6-10. If they had better quarterback play, if their QB2 play was better, there's no doubt in my mind that they would have been in the playoffs. If you look at the Eagles game, you look at the game against the Saints, they had an opportunity to win that game. And Nick Mullins had 3 turnovers, I believe. Trent Taylor dropped that one punt. There was that miscommunication. Then the Cowboys game, the Washington football team, where Nick Mullins had that ugly pick 6. Those were all winnable games where if you just had a little bit better quarterback play, the 49ers would have been in the playoffs. So I love the fact that they have two quarterbacks who can get the job done. And even if Trey Lance isn't that great of a passer, just the ability to make plays with his legs is going to go such a long way. And I go back to when the Ravens and Steelers played on a Wednesday, one of those funky COVID games. I don't remember, or I don't know if you guys remember this game or not, but RG3 started that game. It wasn't Lamar Jackson. I think he was in COVID protocol. And even though Griffin had a horrific day throwing the football, couldn't throw football to save his life, just his ability to make plays with his legs kept the Ravens in that game. And they could have went into halftime with the lead. And it was when John Harbaugh had horrible clock management. They had the ball at the 1-yard line, and they didn't end up scoring a touchdown or getting any points at all with like 15 seconds left or something like that. So having a second quarterback who can not only throw but make plays with his legs, those two quarterbacks, that's going to take the team to a new level. And you really have a buffer there where if one of the quarterbacks goes down, you're pretty confident that the team is still in good hands. So that is by far the biggest difference, in my opinion, from last year to right now.
I mean, I'm also going to agree with Suneil and here.
Nick.
So basically, the quarterback position is the most upgraded one. I mean, if you think about having Rosen as a backup is a real plus because he can be a difference maker in this situation. I mean, as we discussed last year, if we had Andy Dalton, we could have easily been a 10-16 rather than 6-10 team. So that's one thing. And other thing would be the running back department. I think that is where our strength is. So I think those are two on par. Basically, you can't say. I mean, while quarterback room is, strengthened, the running back room is also really strengthened. So these two go in combination because it is our strength. So I believe that's where we have built up our strides. So to at least have a season that we can reach up to that 10 game margin, 10-7 record, I think that will help.
Good answer. I hadn't thought about the running backs. Also, the offensive line, the addition of Alex Mack, the addition of Aaron Banks. They doubled up on the interior. They doubled up at running back. They doubled up at quarterback. They really, every position they needed to, they got multiple players. I'm going to say something negative because you guys all went positive. I'm just trying to balance it out.
Wait, Grant Cohn going negative?
I'm just trying to balance. I'm just trying to balance. So it seems to me that you guys are very impressed with all the ways that the Niners have made strides, but I want to just point out that they also lost Robert Saleh this offseason. And that's a big loss. Yeah. We don't really know what D'Amico Ryans is going to bring. He could be fantastic, but maybe not right away. I think that's significant. It's as significant as the gains they've made. They could cancel out. Who knows? Or maybe D'Amico's better. Who knows? But for now, I think the loss of Robert Saleh is definitely bears watching. We don't know what to expect from D'Amico. And it's not that he won't connect with players. It's not, I'm sure the Niners defense will play very hard for him. The question is, how's his game plan going to be? How are his play calls going to be? And how are his adjustments going to be? And I would imagine that those things would all improve with experience the way they did with Robert Saleh. But, you know, how many games are they going to lose because he's a rookie? So that's one. That's it.
One thing I want
to, a good point.
What to add to that is, like, even last year, Saleh struggled against mobile quarterbacks, right?
Right.
So those are the games that, I mean, Josh Allen basically demolished us, right? It was embarrassing.
No answer. Yeah.
Right? So I think Saleh still had some weaknesses last year. That's so true. Because we remember only the improvements of Saleh.
That's true.
So I don't think in that level, the way D'Amico Ryans has brought up these players like Fred Warner, developed that linebacker group. So he doesn't have a level to go beyond that. So I think the base minimum level will be achieved whether Saleh is here or not.
Okay. And Saleh groomed this guy, and so did Kyle Shanahan, and they all think he's good. So maybe he's going to exceed expectations. Maybe there's no reason to think he'll be bad.